In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your accessory drive belt tensioner on your Toyota Camry. It's located on the side of the car. I'm on the passenger side, under the hood, and below this mount, there's going to be a bolt that's above the tensioner. Once you pull back on it, you're going to slide the belt off the alternator. And then you can release your tensioner. Just let it go back. Remove your tool. Now we're going to remove the belt all the rest of the way. Just slide it down. And you can either pull it out from the top or drop it out from the bottom. Remove your hubcap using a pry bar. Just get it in there. Slowly go around. And once it's unhooked, take it off. Remove your lug nuts using a 21mm socket. Remove your wheel. Now you can remove your belt the rest of the way out here. Using a 10mm socket, we're going to remove these two bolts for this plastic cover. Remove the cover. We're going to remove this nut using a 14mm long socket. Set that aside. Now we're going to go for this bolt up here using a 14mm wrench. Take this part out of the stud and let it rest there. And we're going to remove this part of the tensioner in order to get past everything and get it out. Remove that part. After you remove that little piece off the tensioner, you're going to wiggle it up and out. And at that point, you can take your bolt out, and you're going to take it out from the top. So now we're going to take out our tensioner. You're just going to wiggle it. We're up top. We're going to wiggle it out now that we took that little piece off. And pull it out. Before putting in our tensioner, we're going to remove this bolt using a 15mm socket, and I'm just going to hold on to this. When we install it, I am going to put a little blue medium strength thread lock on this bolt, just like the old one had. So you're going to want to put your bolt in first into the tensioner and face it up as you find its way through. You're going to get past that water pump pulley. And just don't drop your bolt on the way in. And drop it in so you can make sure that bolt is tipped up. The head of the bolt is upwards. Once it's in like that, you're going to go underneath and go the rest of the way. So after you get your tensioner in place, and slide that bolt in. You're going to hand tighten your bolt. Get it in as far as you can. Now I'm going to get my ratchet wrench. And we're going to tighten it the rest of the way. We are going to torque that. Now we're going to torque this bolt to 44 foot-pounds. Slide your torque wrench up there with a crow's foot, if you have one. If not, just do your best. Go about a quarter turn if you can't get a torque wrench in there, after it's snug. And that should be good. Now we're going to install the bottom part of our tensioner. Put a little thread lock on there, like the old one had. Have your bolt through already. Put your bolt in. You're going to move your tensioner up. Put the bottom part in the stud. Line up your bolt with the bracket of the tensioner after you put some medium thread locker on there. That's the blue one. Lower it into place. Line up your bolt and thread it in. I'm going to go ahead and use your ratchet wrench and tighten that in. That's bottomed out. That's bottomed out. And now let's torque those. We're going to torque these to 44 foot-pounds. If you can get a torque wrench in there, great. Use a crow's foot or a socket for this bottom one. And the top one, you're going to need a crow's foot. Make sure this top bolt is equally tight, 44 foot-pounds, and if you can't get a torque wrench in there, you can use something else. Just make sure after it's snug that you go a quarter of a turn. If you can't get a torque wrench in there, just do your best. We're going to put our serpentine belt on. To do that, you're going to go through past the water pump pulley and get your belt onto the crank, which is the last one on the bottom that's really big. You're going to let the side of the belt that's closest to the front of the car go off to the side and go around the AC pulley, which is the first one closest to the bumper on the bottom. So you're around the AC pulley and the crank. Now you're going to push the belt in and put it under the tensioner just to get it in the right position. You still have that opening in the wheel well if you need to look down and make sure you're in the right spot. After you take it around that tensioner, you're going to go all the way to the back and get it around the power steering pump pulley, which is all the way in the back. So just push it all the way through. And then kind of gently get it close to that alternator. You can even put it on for now, if needed. Now I'm going back in the wheel well, and I'm going to reach up and put it on the power steering pump pulley. You can take it off your water pump pulley at this point. Anything that doesn't have a ledge for a pulley, and just slip it onto that power steering pump. Now I'm going to go back up, make sure everything's where it belongs, and I'm going to slide it back onto my water pump. And now we're ready to slip it onto our alternator. Take a peek down, make sure you push that belt onto your power steering pump. And now we're going to get our 19mm socket and ratchet, or a breaker bar, and put it on the tensioner bolt. Or should I say nut. Push down on your tensioner. Slowly, evenly, apply a good amount of pressure till it stops, and then you're going to put your belt on your alternator. If it's a little snug and doesn't want to go on, you can take it off your water pump, because that one does not have a lip on the pulley. If it's a new belt, you're going to have to do it this way. You're going to put it on the alternator, and then slip the belt on the water pump. So now we're going to pull down on our tensioner, go nice and slow and even. Once you get it all the way down, you're going to slip the belt onto the alternator. And if you can't do that, you're going to slide it off the alternator, slide it off the water pump, put it on the alternator first, and then slide it onto the alternator. Depends on how much space you got. Once you're on, make sure that everything's where it belongs, and if it's not, pop it back on and release. Now we're going to install our shield. Put that end in first. Now we have our 10mm socket. Now we're going to get our bolts started. And then we're going to tighten them down. Put your wheel on. Start your lug nuts. Make sure you have the tapered side in. We're going to tighten these in a star-like pattern. I usually put the lower one on the bottom and I walk the rim on. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to torque our lug nuts to 76 foot-pounds. Line up your valve stem with the hubcap and slowly push it on using a rubber mallet. Go around the perimeter.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.